Without wasting time, please join me as I make welcome Mr. Nnachetam Reginald Chibogu. He is a catfish farmer, an agricultural skill acquisition pioneer, and the CEO and manager of Nnachetam's farm. Nnachetam is a strong pioneer of women and youth capital development and is revolutionizing the agricultural sector through his establishment, Nnachetam Farms, where he produces oven-dried catfish and invented a novel delicacy known as catfish suya. He has also commercialized the production of catfish essential oil in Nigeria. Some of the awards he has received includes the Kebbi State National Youth Service Corps Commendation Award for marvelous contribution to the development of the state in 2019, and an award of 50 most influential youth leaders in Enugu in 2020. He is skilled in business grant application, has won grants from various organizations, such as International Brewery Foundation, Kickstart Nigeria 2022, March 80th Initiative, Friends of Prof 2021, and the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, COVID-19 Food Security Challenge 2021 and 2022. Please, without wasting time, let us make welcome our next resource person, Reginald Chibogu.
Hello.
Welcome, Mr. Reginald.
Thank you. Good evening, all. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, we can hear you, Mr. Reginald. Welcome.
Thank you for this program. My name is Nnachetam Reginald Chibogu, and today we'll be discussing business grants. So, let's just go straight to the point. Business grant is a kind of free funds to an individual to start a business or to expand an existing business. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, so it's a kind of free money. Why you call it free money is that it's not refundable, except they discover that you did not do what you promised to do with the money, and you don't pay back the money. It's not a loan, and you pay back with interest. So once you fulfill the objectives you said you are going to achieve with the money, then you are good to go. So what are the benefits of pursuing business grants? One is business growth. Most grant organizations, before they give you their money, they will train you in entrepreneurship and business management. And during the course of the training, you learn a lot of things about business startup, business expansion, and financial management. And the process is a kind of conditioned or programmed in a way that even those that have not started business at all benefit from it. So even if you pursue grants and you don't win, you will see that the way you officialize your business will be different from someone that is just there running his business locally. Well, if you're fortunate enough to win one or two or more grants, you see that your business will be transformed. Another benefit of pursuing business grants is that you participate in business trainings, which I've already mentioned, and you also participate in mentorship and coaching. After giving you the funds, some of them offer 6 months mentorship, some 1-year mentorship, where they put you through business management and how to use those funds that they have allocated to you. So then another benefit is business officialization. In the process of pursuing business grants, you will be opportune to register your business, create business bank accounts, and do other proper documentation for your business in order to make your business a legal entity. So forms of business grants. Business grants comes in many forms, and one of the most popular one is called fixed amount awards. Fixed amount awards, whereby they give you a certain amount of money to invest in your business. Another kind of business grants come in form of business trainings whereby they send you people to a particular maybe business training, maybe 2 weeks training, 4 weeks training, 3 days training to learn about business and business management. Another form of business grant. In the business training aspect of the grants, they can decide to pay for both your transportation and cost of training and even accommodation. While some will require you pay for the your transportation and they will take care of every other thing. Some even go as far as giving housing you and giving you food throughout the process of the training. So another form of business grant is in form of equipment. Some grants don't give you the money directly. They ask you the equipment you need. When you mention them and they select your business for that particular grant, they'll buy the equipment and send it to you. Or you provide a vendor, they pay the vendor directly, then the vendor will deliver the equipment directly to you. So that's it. Duration of grant execution. This grant application is actually a tedious one. And when you get the grant, the execution varies. Some grants are one-off grants, whereby when they give you the funds, they're hands off. While some grants, after the whole selection process, it takes a year, some 6 months for execution to take place. And after the 1 year, they're hands off. So how to know of grant openings? You know that this grant is already open and requesting for applications through various means. One of the most popular means is through social media, whereby you follow the particular grant organization in their social media channels, or you follow individuals or organizations that share grant opportunities on their social media channels. And this is one of the easiest way of getting it. Another way of knowing grant opportunities is through networking. The people you know, when they post grant opportunities in their social media pages or their WhatsApp status, you get to hear about them. Hope you can still hear me.
Yes, we are following.
Okay, so now there are some documents or requirements you need to get ready to position yourself for a successful grant winning. And some of them include a business name. You need to get a business name so that you will be known for that business. It's a kind of creating a brand for yourself. That's one of the first steps in creating a brand for yourself, your business name. So that whenever they hear that business name, they will know that it's associated to you. So another one is business registration. You have to register your business with CAC. And in CAC registration, you have different kinds of them. You have the one that is very cheap that you can do and start with it. That one is called business enterprise registration or business name registration. But most grants, many grants will require that you go for incorporation, CAC incorporation. That one means that your business has a legal standing and it's fully legal, it's incorporated. But a business name is just the kind of securing that business name for your business. So another thing you need is business plan. You need to prepare a standard business plan for your business. You also need to get a taxpayer identification number for your business. Then you need a business bank account. A business bank account.
What number?
Yeah.
Can you repeat the last one, sir?
Taxpayer identification number. Taxpayer identification number. So you also need a business bank account. This is necessary in the sense that most people that are offering grants, the essence of offering that grants is for the growth of your business. And for that growth of your business, it is required that you manage your personal finance separate from your business finance. So, and that's where business account comes into play. And if they want to disburse the grant funding or grant funds, they will never pay into your personal account, except it's for grants that are just mainly for startups that they know that you have not started, and usually the amounts are small. So then those grants can decide to pay into your personal account, but some of them will go as far as telling you to, one, in as much as they want to give you funding, that you need to go and register your business name and open a business bank account. And that might be the requirement that they will pay in the money, send you the money if you open a business bank account. So one of the secrets of applying for business grants is that you should do what you promise them that you will do. What this does is that when you promise that you're going to do this particular thing with their funds and you do them, it opens up opportunity for you to win more grants. And it also brings trust between you and the funders, in the sense that if there is any other opportunity that comes out, you'll be the first to know. Then it gives you experience in terms of so it's, sorry for that, it gives you experience in terms of grant pursuit and grant management. So now, in the process of pursuing your business grants, one of the ways to convince funders that you are actually doing what you said you are doing is by how you sell yourself and your business. And the best way of selling yourself and your business is through social media, by using the internet, by using social media channels, whereby you create a different Facebook page or Twitter channel or Instagram channel, depending on the one you choose to focus on, or you can have multiple of them. With that, your business name, and promote your businesses there. If you take pictures weekly or daily in your businesses, you advertise them on social media. One of the things that made me win the grants I won is that I am always taking pictures. If we are processing fish, I'm taking pictures. If we are drying, I'm taking pictures or videos. In the process of packaging, I'm taking pictures and videos. I post almost 3 times a week, in the sense that we are everywhere on social media. If our audience, there's no way they will not see our picture once a week, at least. So it makes room that we make sales. And apart from making sales, when grant funders come and they want to, most of them will never come to your business site to come and see where you are or what you are doing. Some will delegate maybe 1 or 2 individuals to come and visit you. But before the visitation, they have to check and choose someone that they're going to be giving their award funding. And how they check these things is through your social media channels, through your website, if you have a website, or through your blog. Website, it requires money, but if you cannot afford a website, create a social media page and possibly go to use wordpress.com or blogger.com to create a blog about your business. This will help you position well for your business. So in business grant application, who should apply for you? Who should apply for you? The person to pursue this application for you should be the person that has the best knowledge about your business, someone that can tell the story of your business anytime the person is called upon. And that is why you need a document called a business plan. This business plan document makes the work very easy, in the sense that if you see an application today, you can easily apply within a few hours or few days, because you already have a business plan, and because most of the grant questions emanate from a business plan. So how competitive is business grants? How competitive is business grants? Business grants is very competitive because it's free money. So everybody wants to get the share of the free money, but it is very, very competitive. For example, there was one I applied in 2019, Kickstart Nigeria. 16,800 and something people applied. Out of the 16,800 something people that applied, they trained 300 people in 3 different locations, Lagos, Abuja, and Onitsha. Then, after training the 300 people, they called 190 people for business pitching. That's business plan presentation and defense. After the business pitching, it's a kind of competition whereby you go and present your business plan to a panel of judges for final selection. After the business pitching, they now said we should submit a business plan, which after they gave only 90 people the money. And just check, if you check the statistics, the mathematics, you see that 90 out of 16,800 something people that applied. So that it's very, very competitive. It's not even up to 5% of the people that applied that they gave. So now, there was another one we applied, Friends of 12, 2021. They said 2,000 plus registered. Out of the 2,000 plus that registered, they gave, I think, around 300 people. Then the last one won in 2021. Hello, can you hear me?
Exactly, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, so there was one we won in 2021, United States Agency for International Development. They anchored it. So that one, they said 2,000 plus people started the application. Out of the 2,000 plus people that started the application, 500 and something people were able to submit the application successfully. And out of those 500 and something that submitted the application, only 250 something were eligible to be screened. Others failed some things that was part of the requirement for submission. So out of the 250 something people that were screened, they called only 47 people for interview. And out of the 47 people that were invited for interview, only 32 people were awarded. So if you check the statistics, you see that it's actually very competitive. But the essence of this training is to give you tips that will make you stand out, in the sense that when you're applying, you will know how to position yourself well to be one of the top 1% people that will always win. And it's not really too difficult, but it just requires that you need to have the knowledge and the insight on how to do it. So, and one of the secrets of positioning well for grants is that you have to bring out the impact of your business in your storytelling, or in your business plan, or in your grant application processes. The impact of your business. Some grant application, they always ask you, what is the impact of your innovation? What is the impact of your business to the community? So, and bringing out the impact of business, I will need each and every one of us to browse and research on what is called the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. This will actually help you to learn about the impact of innovations to the community. And some of them include reduction in food spoilage, Sustainable Development Goals, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. So some of the impacts of your innovation can be basically for agriculture related. Reduction in food spoilage. That means your innovation or your business helps in the reduction in food spoilage. For example, now in Nnachetam, one of the ways we reduce food spoilage is that the fish bone we bring out of the fish, as we process them, after drying them, is that we convert them to bone meal. The fats, instead of throwing them away, we use it in producing fish oil. So this is one of the impacts of our innovation. So now, another impact of your innovation can be reduction in hunger, or hunger reduction, or generally, employment creation is a general impact of most innovations. Then food security, poverty eradication, scale acquisition, waste reduction. These are impacts of innovation. What your business helps the community. In which way do your business help the community? And these are basically the impacts of your innovation. When you determine the problems your business are solving, the solution of those problems now serves as the impact of your innovation. So now, another secret that will help you position well for winning grants is that you should target women. You should target women and youths. You know, for a long time now, the general community, the global village has been made to understand that women have been marginalized for so long. So now, many grants are trying to focus on women empowerment. And whenever you target women and youth in an application, it brings out the idea that you are trying to build a community where women can be empowered. And this is a good thing for funders. Very good thing for funders. And that's what many funders are looking out for. And that's why women in business nowadays make so much money from grant pursuits, because many funders are impressed seeing women striving to be part of the business community. So try to target women and youth. And you target women and youth when you are discussing about the solution of your innovation or your target customers. That this our business is trying to bring this particular solution to women and youth in this particular location, or women and youth in Nsukka, suburban of any state. Just you'll find at the end of the day, we'll just take one or two grant application questions and the answers. So now, another secret is that you must target the less vulnerable, or the vulnerable people in the rural areas, than focusing on urban areas. It doesn't mean you should not work on urban areas, but even in the urban areas, you can target the vulnerable people in those urban areas. This will make your application stand out. Another way of standing out in your application is to research about your unique selling proposition. What makes your business unique? Your unique selling proposition, USP. Your unique selling proposition. This can also be called your competitive advantage. Your competitive advantage. And some of them can be your consistency in the business, percentage discount that you offer, free and early delivery, offering training services, digital and affiliate marketing, so many of them. So another secret is that you have to align the impact of your innovation. You have to align the impact of your innovation with that of funders. Align the impact of your innovation with that of funders. You know, the essence of giving grants is that organizations give grants to businesses that they cannot reach directly. So they try to reach individuals indirectly through businesses by providing funds for those businesses so that they can solve problems in the community. So when you read a particular grant requirement and you see that those funders are targeting women, then you try to streamline your application to target more of women. When you read a particular application and you see that those funders are targeting a particular, maybe an agricultural related business, then if you're in any other industry that's not agricultural related, then you don't need to waste your time applying. If you see that they are targeting maybe the fashion industry, then if you're in the fashion industry, you apply. If it is a general grant that they are trying to kind of get to the less vulnerable in the community, create employment, reduce hunger, anything you see that they are working towards, then you try to streamline the impact of your business to align with that of their own. So you have to align the impact of your business to that of funders. With this, when they review your application, they will say, yes, this is the kind of application we are looking for to fund. So another thing you need to take note of is budgeting. Budgeting. Most funders will require that you present a budget, possibly a detailed budget on what you want to use the money to do. Usually they will specify that what they are offering is maximum of 5 million, some 3 million, some 1 million, some 250,000. Some have categories, maybe 250K categories, 1 million categories, 5 million categories. Some will say 10,000 USD maximum for this first category. The next category can be 50,000 USD. It depends on the grant. When you read the requirements, you now know, based on their requirements and the eligibility criteria, where you fall under. please, if you are going to win grants, you have to focus on grants that you're eligible for than wasting your time and applying for as much as possible. And at the end, you will not win any. It's better you look for the ones that you are sure, you are very, very sure that you're eligible for. And that is one of the first steps towards winning. When you focus your resources, your time and energy in applying for the ones that you are sure that you're eligible for, then if you now improve your application based on these standards you are learning now, you see that your chances of winning will be high. But if you run through social media and you're trying to get as much grants as possible, to apply for as much grants as possible, you see that in the long run, you apply for much, you will not even have time to focus on making your application wonderful. In the long run, you might not win any. So in the budgeting, please list everything that you want to use their money for and read their requirements to make sure that they don't have some restricted items. Some grants will have some items, like usually international grants, that they don't fund. They will tell you they don't fund military wares or military gears or some robust equipment. Some will tell you they don't fund anything construction. Some will tell you they don't fund agrochemicals and some other materials. So when you read the requirements, that's why you take your time to read requirements so that you make sure that you meet those requirements. Then you make sure that you align your budget to meet the requirement. Even if it means, for example, now, during the USAID grant application, I made a mistake and didn't read their document very well. And along the line, after the interview, they sent me a mail that they like my application and they're considering me. But the issue is that my budget contains, that 70% of my budget contains the things that they cannot fund. That I will need to work on my budget if I must be considered for the next stage. So when I saw the email, I was happy and sad. Happy in the sense that at least the mail shows that my application is strong and there's possibility of winning. Sad in the sense that I have to drop some aspect of my business and focus on the ones that can scale through. So I had to drop so many things and focus on only fish processing, because that was where I can easily scale through, because they were not funding construction. Like anything that falls under construction, including pond construction, they don't want to fund it. Borehole drilling, they don't want to fund it. Anything. So I now streamlined it to fish processing. So please, if it is necessary, I think it will be good for you to have an Excel document that contains your budget, so that anytime it is required, then you can always edit and submit, or you can always work on it based on what they require and submit. When you prepare a business plan, a budget, and in the business plan, that's where you see your business name, your mission and vision statement, and every other thing that should be in the business plan. Then you see that you are ready to apply for grants. The only thing is that you have to just edit one or two before you submit. Then ChatGPT has made it very, very easy for us to write a wonderful grant application, SS. I don't know if you're getting it. So if you know how to use ChatGPT very well, you will make a good grant application. The only thing you need to do is just details about your business and what you offer. Then you tell ChatGPT to put it together very well for you, and it will put it excellently well for you. Then you possibly paraphrase and submit. Then another secret to giving this grant application is proper record keeping. Proper record keeping. It can also be called traction generation. And as much as there are some grants that are for startup businesses that have not launched, or businesses in the early stages, but there are some grants that are only for existing businesses. So for you to be eligible and win that grant, you must keep record of everything you are doing. And for you to execute a grant successfully, maybe you won a grant, for you to be successful in executing that grant, you have to keep proper record, because along the line, depending on the grant, you give them reports, either monthly reports or bi-monthly reports of how you are doing, what you are doing, or what you did, how you spent the money for that 2 or 3 months. So record keeping will help you to win grants and to also to execute grants successfully. So what businesses can win grants? What businesses can win grants? Virtually, almost all the businesses can win grants. The only thing is that some businesses win grants more than the others. And so far, the agricultural sector wins more grants than any other sector. Then you also see non-governmental organizations win grants often because they are trying to make impact in the community. They're trying to help lives. And there are some grants that are specifically targeted for them. So even tailoring businesses can win grants. Some grants will outline that they are looking for people in the creative industry, people in the agricultural industry, people in the secular industry, people in fashion industry. While some grants will say only agricultural businesses should apply. So it depends on the grants. When you read the requirements, you know what they are looking for and if you are eligible for it. Then no matter the business you are pursuing grants for, just know that it should be a business that makes impact in the community, a business that is impactful. So before we go into taking some sample questions, grant application sample questions, is there any question that so that we're addressing?
Okay, Mr. Austin, you were raising your hands. Do you have a question? Mrs. Austin, you were raising your hand. Do you have a question, or have your question been answered?
Yeah, it has been answered.
All right, great.
It has been answered.
Do you have any other person who has a question? Now, when you spoke about AI, what is the idea behind writing with AI? Don't you think it would be dictated and that would possibly have an effect on the grant application, Mr. Reginald?
Yeah, the essence of AI is to make what you are doing much better. But if you don't know how to do it, it might implicate you. I didn't forget it. But for someone that is not so well in sentence construction or, let me say, essay writing, you can use AI. And you know that the details you are providing for the AI, you cannot just come and tell the AI to write an essay on the impact of your business without giving that AI information to write with. It will give you something, definitely, but that thing will not be, it will be generalized. It cannot be tailored to that your specific business. But if you know that Nnachetam Farms is into this, and makes maybe can list various impacts that you are aware of, and tell the AI to use this to expand and give you a detailed essay on the impact of Nnachetam Farms to this community. And please add more. I don't forgetting it. The AI will bring out something wonderful.
Okay.
So that means it can help.
That means that you have to be very meticulous in feeding the AI with all the information needed. And then even after that, you also read through it and then personalize it so that it's not...
yes.
And if possible, you could also paraphrase. I think there are apps, there are softwares that could be used to paraphrase. it changes the ChatGPT words to a different word. By so doing, if they are using any technology to dictate whether this went through ChatGPT or any AI, it also would not be able to affect, to dictate your own. Yeah. And then I think there are some applications that would also tell you that you shouldn't write with AI. It's also borders.
Yes, that's why it's necessary to read the requirement thoroughly.
Yeah.
To make sure you are not falling short. But even if the application states that and you have already written your application with AI, that's where paraphrasing comes into play. And that's where you also use AI detection tools to run through the essay you wrote to make sure that even if they run the AI detection on it, that it's not going to be detected. And this is done after paraphrasing.
Okay, that's great. Then I have a question about, are there specific grant openings that we could look at currently? Are there specific, are you aware of any specific grant opening that are still on, applications that are still on that we could look at? And then could you take us through the process of finding these grant opportunities? I know it's very easy, but I think some people here should hear how that could be done.
Through the process of what? Sorry.
Finding these opportunities, these grant opportunities.
Okay. Now I think Tony Elumelu should be open. It's usually open from 1st February till March 31st. Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. So they usually offer 5,000 USD to, I think, up to 1,000 people. Sometimes they increase it to 2,000 or 3,000 people, depending on that year. So then, to see some of these grants, you need to follow some channels. For example, you can go to Facebook and look for WHAI Initiative. WHAI Initiative, Whispering Hope African Initiative. Whispering Hope African Initiative. Whispering Hope African Initiative. When you follow them on Facebook, they always share grant openings. Then you can also follow Biz Grants. Biz Grants on Telegram. BIZGRANT. Biz Grants on Telegram. Then you can also check for opportunities in Opportunities for Africans. There's a website called, just search, use your Google and search Opportunities for Africans. So in the process of following some of these grant opportunities, you will see other pages that also share grants. Then there's one I'm certain that they might likely open this year. They do it yearly. That one is Kickstart Nigeria. Kickstart Nigeria. They fund many businesses. There is not just agricultural related. Kickstart Nigeria. You can look for them. You can follow International Breweries Foundation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You always see the updates. So Kickstart Nigeria is being funded by Hero and Trophy, and they are being managed by they are under International Breweries Foundation, International Breweries. So it's this International Breweries, the foundation of International Breweries, called International Breweries Foundation, that organizes the Kickstart Nigeria every year. So they open around I think around May, June or July yearly. And before the year runs out, they usually award the grants. So let's go through this thing. Let's go through some grant questions and see how it looks like, so that when you see them and you want to apply, it will not be so hard. Then, whenever you see a grant opening and you read their requirements, please, the first thing to do is to read their requirements and make sure you're eligible for it. The next thing is to start writing the application. don't apply in their website directly. It's usually advisable to open the website, copy out all the application questions in a Microsoft document, then start answering the questions in a Microsoft document. After answering all of them in a Microsoft document, you now copy them and paste them and go and supply them in that website. So most of those questions will have word limits and maybe any other requirement, any other thing that is needed for that question. So some of them, let's look at some of them. This one we're going to look at now is application question for Kickstart Nigeria 2019. The first thing here says total cost of the project. That's the total cost of what you want to use the money for. Then the next thing is how much grant are you looking for? The next question, which is an essay question, is what is your business focus area? What is your business focus area? And here now, look at what we answered. Nnachetam Farms is focused on the production of all stages of catfish. All stages of catfish farming. In brackets, fingerling production, adult and broodstock production, and fish drying and packaging, as well as consultation services and training of individuals/groups. Subsequently, other farming aspects will be integrated. This includes snail, pig, and poultry farming. Now, the next question says, explain your business idea, in brackets, 150 words. Explain your business idea, in brackets, 150 words. Then we answered, Nnachetam Farm is a business venture involved in catfish production, consultation services, and training of individuals and groups. The following are the various aspects of catfish farming which we are engaged in: catfish hatchery business, adults and broodstock production, drying and packaging of catfish, including training and consultation services. So they now asked again, what problems will/does your product or service solve? What problem will/does your product or service solve? 150 words in brackets. So now, all these words, the essence of writing it in Microsoft documents is that after answering them, you will now use Microsoft Word count. Select the answer in each of the questions and make sure that it's not above that word recommended. Most times, if it's above those words recommendation, they disqualify you. So what problems will or does your product and services solve? One, we answered one, direct or indirect employment creation. Then we explained it. Nnachetam Farms would employ some individuals and equip many with skills to be self-employed/employable. Two, youth development/empowerment. The trainings would empower youth with skills to become the light of the nation. Three, crime reduction. People would be equipped with skills to be useful to themselves and the society. Four, decrease in cost of feeding/production. Through our trainings, many farmers would start producing feeds for their livestock, thereby minimizing the exorbitant cost of feeds. Consequently, this will lead to low cost of production and reduction in price of farm products. Then we also included food security, production of scarce raw materials, etc. Then they were asked, what is your business unique selling point? In brackets, 100 words. Nnachetam Farms business, the answer is not that we gave is Nnachetam Farms business unique selling points include giving reasonable percentage of purchase to customers, like 5 to 10%, depending on quantity purchase, prompt at early delivery, doorstep delivery, consistency, digital and affiliate marketing. Full stop. Then the next question says, describe how you intend selling your product or service. Then we answered, that one is 100 words also. Then we answered, Nnachetam Farms will sell its products or services through word of mouth, flyers and complementary cardboard broadcasts, digital marketing through our blog. In bracket, I put the blog web address, http://nnachetamfarms.blogspot.com, and other digital platforms such as Facebook and LinkedIn. Affiliate marketing will also be utilized. whereby other people will sell our products or bring customers to us for a commission. Now, they asked again, another question they asked is, what skills do you possess to enable this business to succeed? So we now answered, one, farming and entrepreneurship skill. The proprietor undergraduate study. We answered the farming and entrepreneurship skills at the proprietor's undergraduate study. BSc, zoology and environmental biology, with specialization in fisheries and agricultural sciences, and his NYSC skill acquisition program have accorded him expertise in fish and snail farming and poultry farming. And he has further demonstrated this by writing 3 practical manuals on fish and snail farming. 2, managerial skill. Prior to NYSC service in 2018, I successfully managed Chimpas Integrated Limited. And currently, I'm the farm manager at Nnachetam, which kickstarted in October 2017. Then, training. Now, this has been demonstrated extensively through the NYSC Community Development Project, where we carried out training for core members and individuals of an Argum community. So that was what we answered in that particular question that said, what skills do you possess to enable your business to succeed? So now, the next question says, what is the proposed financial plan? The proposed financial plan, in bracket, they said equity, grant, loan. So now they are trying to know how you intend sourcing for equity investment, grant investment, and loan investment. Equity investment means your personal funding or your personal investment in the business, your personal financial investment in the business. Grant is what we are discussing about now. Then loan, if you have any loan. So I told them to finance this investment, the proprietor, Mr. Nnachetam Reginald, plans to raise an equity capital of 700,000 naira, and 3 million naira will be from the Kickstart grant. Presently, no provision has been made for a loan facility. Then I now broke down the budget. Equity is equal to 700,000 naira, grant is equal to 3 million naira, total 3.7 million naira is being requested, is what it will take to expand the business. Then I asked the next question, what is the expected outcome? Which is also a question that can be tagged to the impact of your business. What is the expected outcome? So we now answered. Hope you are with me.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so now, what is the expected outcome? We now answered. With the support from Kickstart Nigeria, Nnachetam farms would experience tremendous growth and development, and the following outcome would be actualized. Increased employment / technical expertise. More capable hands and workforce will be employed to manage and work in various sections of the farm. 2, increased productivity and food security. Our short-term production capacity would increase from the current 10,000 catfish fingerlings to 25,000 fingerlings, while including other aspects of catfish farming, such as adult fish production, fish drying and packaging. So, 3, more youth development and empowerment trainings. 4, youth usefulness in the society. The beneficiaries of the above youth development and empowerment trainings will become useful to the society through the proper use of the skills they would acquire during and after the training. That's the end of that particular question or answer to the question. So now they asked the last question, and the last question stated, why do you deserve the Kickstart grant? In brackets, 100 words. So I now answered, I believe I deserve the Kickstart grant because I am a vibrant, innovative, and exceptional scale farmer. Between 2018 and 2019, as an NYSC member, I trained many residents of Argum community on fish and snail farming and animal feed production. This is another project fetched me the Kebbi State NYSC Governing Board Award for marvelous contribution to the development of the state. Furthermore, I have successfully managed 2 farms in Enugu State and in various occasions trained many individuals in Katsina, Kebbi, and Enugu State. With Kickstart support, I would expand the Nnachetam farms and continue to develop Nigerian youths agriculture-wise. So you see that even with, in as much as you are applying for grants, they will ask you some questions that will require you to tell them about yourself and your accomplishments so far. You just need to know how to tailor it to suit the question they ask and the grant you're applying for. So that's it about the question for Kickstart 2019 Kickstart Nigerian grants. So that's how the question is usually. Yes, that's how most of the grant questions are. You can ask a question, okay?
Okay. Thank you for the very good explanations you've given. One of those platforms you mentioned, I've personally been following it, Opportunities for Africa. I think it contains a lot of, they update almost on daily basis about opportunities that can benefit Africans, Nigerians inclusive. My question is this. From your experience, between Nigerian grants and foreign grants, which do you think is easier to access by Nigerians? Why I'm asking this question is, there are a lot of donor agencies off the shores of Nigeria. There are just very few number of them in Nigeria. You've mentioned Tony Elumelu and a few other ones, but when you compare the number we have here and the number of donor agencies overseas and match it with the number of Nigerians that are seeking for this grant, I begin to ask myself, one, which of these is easier to access, Nigerian donors or foreign donors? Now, another question is this, in accessing foreign grants, sometimes those donor agencies are not here in Nigeria. And I've been told that most times what matters to them is the integrity of the organization or the person seeking for the grant in Nigeria, just like banks consider the integrity of the person taking the loan, not just the business itself. The implication is that bank can reject Dangote loan and grant one other person when integrity, comes to play. So how can we market ourselves, market our values to those foreign donors who do not know us in person, who will need verifiable evidences that what we are claiming is whom we are or what we are? You mentioned about your website. I want you to point out the very specific things that you think is necessary we should do before we begin to seek for grants, especially foreign grants.
Okay, the first question about the one that is preferable, easy to get between Nigerian grants and foreign grants is that now both of them are actually competitive, but if you ask me, I would say foreign grants are more competitive in the sense that foreign grants are not targeting only Nigerians. If it targets only Nigerians, then it becomes Nigerian grants. But since it's a foreign grant, they can decide to target West Africa. They can decide to target the whole Africans. Just like Tony Elumelu is called an intercontinental, an African grant, because a continental grant, because it's not this thing, only Nigerians that win it. It's across Africa. So now, but the thing is that in as much as foreign grants are well funded, the finance in it is something that it's sizable. It's not just 2 million, 3 million. Some of them can run up to $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $150,000, or even more. But the thing is that it is very competitive. The requirements are usually very strict, that only advanced businesses or mid-stage businesses can access them. So you still see that it boils down to business positioning and how you position your business very well. But in as much as we should be eyeing foreign grants, you should also be looking out for local grants, because that's where you grow to position your business to access foreign grants. And most foreign grants will want to know the local grants you have won before. I don't know if you're getting it, like the USAID grant, during the application, they'll ask you, have you assessed any grants before? Someone that doesn't want to say, let me not tell them the truth so that they will not disqualify me because I've assessed funding before, might go and say no. But the reality of that question is that they are looking for someone that is experienced in grant management, that have assessed grants before, that can manage their funds. Are you forgetting it? So now, I won't say that, I will say that local grants are easier to get, but the reality is that foreign grants is more competitive. And the best thing to do is to pursue the two of them alongside. But you need to learn what most foreign grants are looking for and then position for it. And what most of them are looking for is a good track record, then good business registration or documentation, like you must be incorporated. Some of them will tell you that you must be incorporated. But let me tell you a short story. The funny thing is that some of them will tell you you must be registered without mentioning incorporation. But along the course of application, you will discover that the registration they are requesting for is incorporation. But this particular USAID grant, when I read the requirement, I saw you must be registered. I said that I'm not incorporated now, so there's no need trying. But as I was thinking, I discovered that there's difference between you must be registered and you must be incorporated. Business name is also a means of registration. So I decided to apply. When I applied, during the due diligence stage, my due diligence leader sent me a message that I should provide my incorporation certificate, my business bank account, and my taxpayer identification number. I now, after thinking, how will I scale this stage? I now sent him a mail. Since I saw in the application that you must be registered, so I applied based on that I have a business name or a business enterprise registration. I sent him a mail that in Nigeria, there's a provision for small businesses to register as an enterprise and start their business, and later, during the expansion, they can incorporate. So now Nnachetam is registered as an enterprise with registration number BN. That we also, with that, we are able to get our taxpayer identification number. I stated it there then, and that we're also able to get our bank details. I now wrote the bank details down and sent him the news. He replied, the man is a Kenyan. So he replied, thank you very much, I understand. And that was how I scaled through that stage. So if you are scared of reading their requirements, or when you just see a particular thing without going through it very well to make sure that to understand the actual meaning they're trying to convey, you might lose out on opportunities. So whenever I see you must be registered, I try to go further to make sure that the registration is what I can do. If it is not strictly incorporated, I leave it. If along the application I see, do you have incorporation certificate or are you incorporated, I leave it. That was then, but now we are incorporated. So that's not a requirement, a restriction now. But if you are not incorporated and you have business enterprise or business name registration document, I think you should also look out for international grants, because some of them are not that strict in incorporation. Then, about, please, can you come again with your second question? Hello?
Okay. My second question borders basically on those credentials that you think they'll be looking out for. I'm talking about foreign donors in this case. What are those things that, because most of them are not on ground, what are those things you think they will be requiring of me to be able to scale through their requirements?
Yes, I think I can remember your questions very well now. You said those documents that are needed and how you can position yourself well.
Yes.
I don't know if you're getting it.
Yes.
That's your question, Abi?
Yeah.
Okay, now, I mentioned about incorporation. That's one of the requirements. Then another thing is taxpayer identification number and tax returns. They ask for tax returns, some of them. Then some of them ask for bank details and even for you to have a domiciliary account. Then about positioning yourself well, most times they don't come to Nigeria. They work with, just like you stated, they work with integrity. And the best means, just as I mentioned during the training, of selling yourself is through social media and either blog or website. If you cannot, then when I won the USAID grant, I never had a website. It was with their funds that we built a website. Okay, now what I tried to do was that I opened a blog, which is free, and I was just posting on the blog on weekly basis, even sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. Most times what I share on Facebook, I still share it on the blog. With that, I'm creating a kind of a brand for myself. And once I share it on my business page, I use my personal page to repost it. So now, one of the things I make sure I do to build a wonderful brand image for myself is that all the development works I've been doing so far, I share it on both my business page and my personal page. Then I make sure that I don't retweet rubbish or tweet rubbish online, or I don't post rubbish, or I don't promote rascality on my page. I make sure that most of the things I post on my page are basically originating from me. I don't pollute my page with other people's contents. I don't forget this. So when someone visits your page, you come and look at who you are, what you post, the person will be convinced that you are organized. It will not be hard to see your own contents. I don't forget it.
Yes.
Now, this is where it is interesting that you're also posting all the development works you are doing so far, or all the projects you see people do that you believe in, you post them. And this is also where volunteering comes into play. Maybe you see a project or maybe an NGO that is related to what you build, the business or the brand you are building, and you volunteer with them as anything. You can, during the project, you can take pictures. Then after the project, or even during the project, you post the pictures online with little description of what you did or the people you worked with. Tag the people you volunteered with. Share it online. During your application, when you mention all these things and they come to your page to check what you have been doing or the brand you created, these are the things they will see on your profile. The social media is not, it doesn't lie. And with going through your social media, someone can know the kind of person you are. Someone can decide to invest in what you are doing. Someone can know if what you said you are doing, if you're actually doing them. So the best way of selling yourself to international grants is through your social media and your online profiles. And most times, what they usually ask for is Twitter, Facebook. Some ask for LinkedIn. I don't forget it. But if you have either Twitter or Facebook, then you are good to go.
Oh, I see.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Reginald. It's been an amazing time. I don't know if we have any other person on the platform tonight who has a question. We have barely 10 minutes to go for tonight's session so that we can prepare for tomorrow. Do we have anybody who has a question that has not been answered yet?
Okay, can I still ask one more question if you wouldn't mind?
All right, that's fine.
When you started your session, you specifically mentioned, you cited an instance. If 10 people want to start a business and you ask them what is holding them back, we always say money. I agree with you totally. I had an opportunity to serve as an action partner to some budding entrepreneurs who accessed some money from an organization. So in the course of it was 8 weeks training, I did an experiment. I asked everybody in attendance what they need to start business. And of course, all the hands were raised. Everybody said money. But I told them that money is not all you need to start business, but the skill to handle the money. That is why a lot of businesses could really access fund and go down within 1 year or 2 years because they fail to get that skill necessary to manage money. Money is one thing. The skill to manage the money is another thing. If I am going to give anybody any loan, any grant, I think I will consider basically if that person has that prerequisite skill to manage the fund. People think more money in business means an elevated social lifestyle without knowing that more money should mean being more conservative and ploughing back that money into business. So I think that is quite, you made a very valid point there that sometimes it is not just the money, it is the necessary experience required to manage that money that really makes us quite exemptional in our businesses. I also want to, ask it as a question. Do you think that we can start a business in this part of the world by just not being able to? What I mean is this: can we really start business when the fund is not there? Yes, much as I know that the skill is necessary to manage the fund, but are there businesses you think we can start without necessary funds? Because even if it is a weightless business that doesn't require buying and selling, even if it is a business that we require to do online, don't you think that there are still overhead expenses? The cost of getting data, the cost of in Nigeria, since how many days I've not had light in my house. If I am doing business, obviously I need to fuel my generator. Is it really possible to say as a Nigerian you can do any form of business without having money to do it?
All right, that's a very nice one, sir. One is that, first of all, I wasn't trying to downplay the importance or the necessity of money when it comes to starting any form of business, right? And of course, money is important. There's no person who lives a whole week without spending money, even if the person is not eating, even if the person is not moving around. And that is also required in business, anything you are doing. But when we talk about money, we talk about money in large quantity. When we talk about money being a hindrance or a kind of barrier for people starting business, we talk about it in large quantity. I know that if you want to start businesses, especially in small businesses, when I was speaking, I said that whatever kind of business or whatever thing you want to do in life, that there is a small version of it that you can start, right? And that small version of it does not really need plenty money, right? We have seen people who started businesses. Of course, when I was teaching, I said something about credits, all right? We've seen people who started businesses on that platform of credits. I mentioned that you must have integrity. It must be a form of relationship and integrity, all right? And when we talk about getting investment from people, from relatives and friends and families, is also a function of relationship and integrity. Initially, you might not have money, but as you begin to work in that business, as you begin to put your feet out, you will really need money, right? And that is when the money is expected to start coming. So you either do that with credits or you source for funding from relatives. The truth is that you must need money. Even if it's digital skills like graphic design, of course, you would need a gadget, all right? But what about someone who uses a gadget, a phone gadget, and has data, uses data on daily basis, all right? He could learn that skill almost for free with the same amount of data he consumes on daily basis and start that business without really putting in new set of money, all right? Of course, when we value the gadget, we also know that that is money. That is the whole idea of starting from where you are while you grow to where you are going to. I don't know if this answers the question, Mr. Lai.
Yes, sir. You answered the question. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Mr. Reginald, it's off here. I don't know if his network is bad. I'll confirm that in a minute. All right, that being said, I would want to, okay, welcome back, Mr. Reginald. I was trying to confirm from you on WhatsApp what was happening. It's nice that you're back. I want you to talk about your book on grant writing. I believe that my audience over here would want to have a copy of the book so that they could really go deep into what we have discussed and have access to modalities on how they could be successful in grant writing. And what my interest is that in the next 3 to 6 months, at least everybody on this platform must have access one sort of grant or funding or the other. So I would want you to briefly talk about your book on grant writing and then how we could access it. And of course, later we'll still post it on the platform. So please go ahead, Mr. Reginald. We can't hear you. I think your microphone is muted. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. I wrote a book called The African Grant Winning Machine, Deep and Untold Secrets to Writing and Winning Business Grants for African.
I think we're having issue accessing you. I don't know if it's happening every other place. Your voice seems
audio
back.
is poor.
In the book, we really dive into grant writing and give. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you now.
Okay, so I said that I wrote a book called The African Grant Winning Machine, Deep and Untold Secrets to Writing and Winning Business Grants for African Entrepreneurs. So in the book, we dive into a lot of that dealt with grant application and what to expect, how to position yourself well, how to put up essays and different
Hello?
Hello, sorry about that. It's my network.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello.
We can
Yeah,
hear
I
you.
said sorry about that. It's my network. Yeah, so yes, thank you very much. In the book, we try to bring out 16 grant application questions and